Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaRakakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders who have most on the rule well, and Shalom to all the brothers doing the work of sharing truth. Got this article on Al Arabiya News, and it's kind of showing this situation, in the Middle East is heating up as it has before, because with before you had Iran essentially grabbing up the ships in the region, and then that kind of got more attention on it, and that's something you have it popping off again, which isn't really a surprise, because whilst it's like everyone's just like, oh, Israel Palestine, it's been like more pretty much most countries have got some level of input, whether they're saying, making statements, sending ships over, whatever. It's something you could easily see boiling over. So this is what Yemen's Houthis hijack Israeli-linked ship in Red Sea, take 25 crew members hostage. It said Israeli officials insisted the ship was British-owned and Japanese-operated. However, ownership details in public shipping databases associate the ship's owners with Raycar Carriers, which was founded by Abraham Ungar, who is known as one of the richest men in Israel. So yeah, they were grabbing it up. I assume it's linked to that guy, and very well maybe. Anyway, what does it say? Yemen's Houthi rebels seized an Israeli-linked cargo ship in the crucial Red Sea shipping route Sunday and took its 25 crew members hostage, officials said, raising fears that regional tensions heightened over the Israel-Hamas war were playing out on a new maritime front. And yeah, the fact they're looking to do it means going forward, it's going to get peak. And the thing with shipping as well is it's like when you had that one ship that got stuck in the Suez Canal, I believe, and then it stopped up things getting around. Now we're in like the lead up to like Thanksgiving, then it'll be like, it's like Black Friday, Thanksgiving, and then the Christmas lead up, then Boxing Day. It's like the time when a lot of companies are looking to make money. I remember with it was like when the fuck is it called? Not Jet, it's John Lewis over here. It's like a department store. When it was like the pandemic first started and there's a lockdown, because they skipped a Christmas period, like they were done as a company. So if you have shipping being impacted, that can impact like the money people can make over the Christmas period, and then I will see that could cause further escalation, that could affect economic things. And the thing is, anyways, regardless, it's like there's countless impacts being had by this war, and it's just going to continue. And the main one is that rice grain, man, that immutable rice grain. That's the main one. That's the one we're focused on. That's the one that everyone it's really going to be felt by everyone. Everyone's going to have to make a decision on what they're going to do when it comes down to that, man. Whether they believe it's the MOTB or not, you're still going to have the test put to you. So it says, the Iran-backed Houthi rebels said they hijacked the ship over its connection to Israel and would continue to target ships into international waters that were linked to or owned by Israelis until the end of Israel's campaign against Gaza's Hamas users. So yes, and it's Iran backing them. Because why? This is really the US and the allies versus Iran backed by Russia and their allies. So it's you're gonna see it escalate, because even it's like all the rockets are meant to have fired were meant to have come from these men. So now it's like, and the thing is it's kind of been blown up on scale, because people are seeing how raw it is again. It's just funny, because it's been raw for a minute, man. But now you have the internet, phones, etc., online, where it's being pushed out on a super duper scale, man. And it's gone into full scale war, full blown war. So yeah. Read this. Joel 3:9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles: Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong." And that's really the weak saying, "I am strong," man. When you deal with these Middle Eastern nations, a lot of these guys didn't have shit up until they started dealing with the West, dealing with the oil and whatnot, and supplying that. That brought them immense wealth to where they can develop their military. They can get, a hold of certain things. And it's funny because it's like the first Iron Man film goes into how they can get these different weapons and utilize it. That was a big part of what you call it with Afghanistan. When they pulled the troops out, they were saying, oh, they're leaving all that equipment. Then you see the Taliban riding around cruising in all that leftover gear. So now these nations where once they're weak, once they couldn't hold a candle, but now the weak can say, I'm strong. And then it's something where they don't even need to deal with direct confrontation. They're using guerrilla tactics and whatnot. So it's they're doing harm. And that's because why? Now we're in that time where it's come to that conflict, and everyone's really going to come against America. America's going to be enemy number one, and it's going to be drawn into that scenario, by State of Israel. So I read this. Ezekiel 38:4, it says, "And I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with shields, with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya." Persia, the main one. That's Iran. That's and the allyship. Because it's funny, you had when the Ukraine war kicked off, Iran was sending the fuck is it called? Drones, and it's funny because there was that drone that got downed in Iran like years back. So and now they've started developing it. So it's like they reverse engineered that shit off the American drone to where now that they're giving that tech over to to Russia, and they were using that in the Ukraine war. But now it's like as the Middle East heats up, you're gonna have Russia's gonna be that god. Well, it's gonna get into it. It says that all of them with shield and helmet, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Torgamah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself down all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So yeah, being that guard, being that shield. That's what you're gonna have, and then you're gonna have essentially what one front against the other. As World War II, it was the Allies and the Axis, I believe they called it, the Axis of Evil, and then the Allies. And for World War III, it's essentially gonna be the Russian sphere of influence and the American sphere of influence, which is why when the BRICS were talking smack, then Biden had to go out there and basically get them and say like, yo, you need to still be dealing with us, because they didn't want that Russian influence to grow out. I read this, Isaiah 14:16. It says, let's start from 15. It says, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, and that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? All the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, and go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet." And yeah, it's really that. It's gonna be like, yo, they're looking. Is this the man? Like, is this? And the funny thing is that's began. There's been it's when you deal with empires, it's a decline. Because of the period of decline, people are looking at America already like sideways. there was that time where being an American was looked at as something, glorious. People will be envious. People will be thinking like, yo, I want to go to America. They're thinking, I want to build my dreams there, etc. Now that same shine don't exist. That same allure and appeal to people like that. Most people are looking at Americans, they'll assume, oh, these guys got no education. Oh, they live in slums. Their food's fucked up. Their diet's a mess. These guys don't know shit. These guys engaging in wars they got no business being in. That's it. Everyone's looking at them, and that's gonna hit its crisis point, its peak. When they're gonna look, they'll hate the whore and burn it with fire, man. It's gonna go down to the point where they're gonna slang missiles, and missiles are gonna get dumped on it, and all these guys that might be talking about America as an ally now, that's gonna be out the window. But yeah, the fact that these men are going out there grabbing up ships in international waters is sure, it shows that same level of fear that people would have for America. That's all gone. But yeah, just a quick one. Shalom. Yabashim Shah, Bashim Shalom.